out of control baby showers, Archie's starting bar fights, and Jughead done lost his shirt. I'm Sasha Pearl Raver, and this is Screen Junkies News. It's been too long. It's been way too long, but we are back with a Riverdale recap. I'm Sasha Pearl Raver with Editor-in-Chief of Screen Junkies News, Miss Roth Cornett. Hello, darling.
This is my happy place every week, and it's been too long. I've been missing this.
Well, welcome back.
I know, thank you.
Yeah. So last night, don't know if you watched the episode of The Outsiders, but before I even had a chance to, Roth starts tweeting at me, Maple syrup land grab! It is so going down.
It's so going down. He basically said it. The Blossom patriarch basically said maple syrup land grab.
Oh, pretty much. So the big moments of this episode, we have pregnant Polly having a baby shower, which brings the Blossoms
super creepy
and the Coopers together. We have Skeet Ulrich and the Southside Serpents getting all kinds of mixed up, not just with Fred Andrews, but also with the general construction plot. And we have Fred Andrews facing off against the Blossoms because they are trying to steal away his construction job.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's nasty.
It's so nasty. I will say this. Two things very quickly. Yeah. Skeet, quickly becoming a favorite of mine. So it's like Jughead and Dad is one of my favorite pairings on the show.
Well, Jughead in general.
Jughead, period.
And Bughead had the most beautifully lit kiss last night.
Yes.
Which made me so happy. And they finally said... Boyfriend. And then Veronica said, relax, you guys. It's just a word with a B.
But you saw Archie get a little stank.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of stank, Archie and Val still, I don't get it. She's so obviously a local hire from Canada because they have no chemistry together and she's not a very good actress.
You're not loving it. Are you comforted enough by Bughead?
I am.
Does that bring it in enough?
I definitely am comforted. But what I am not comforted by was a lot of stuff that went down in the episode.
Yeah.
Let's start with pregnant Polly, where they're going to host a baby shower for her. I am starting to think that Polly and Hal killed Jason.
Really?
I am. Because this episode, she was so creepy. She was so manipulative.
Jonathan, can we go to the murder board?
Let's go to the murder board.
Let's go to the murder board.
Let's go to the murder board here.
There we go.
So Jason Blossom was referenced a lot in this episode, but Polly Cooper I'm just really beginning to question her motivations. We haven't seen anything from Miss Grundy in a while, but there's a certain moment toward the end of the episode where Alice and Hal get into a big showdown fight. Alice Cooper, who had a phenomenal episode.
Yes.
And she says, don't push me, because at this point, you know what I'm capable of. I don't think that was her saying that she killed Jason. I think that was basically her saying, you know what I can help you do. I think Polly and Hal might have been responsible for it, and she covered it up.
I mean, here's the thing with Polly. I really think she's unhinged. Yes. I think she is the most unhinged of all of the Coopers, which is saying a lot. And here's a big compliment to the show, is that once again, they took a character that I thought was irredeemably awful in Alice, and I felt sympathy for her this week.
Absolutely.
I sort of understood seeing Polly's behavior and her genuinely poor choices. Like, she goes to such a clearly dangerous place for her to be and for her baby to be. They're clearly going to screw her over.
Oh, yeah. So the episode ends with her getting basically invited to go home to the Coopers. And instead she goes to the Blossoms.
Yeah.
And honestly, I want an ultrasound up in here.
Yeah.
Because we've got creepy Grandma Blossom being like, you're expecting twins with a crystal.
Yeah.
But we've never seen an ultrasound. We've never seen her at a doctor. What? Hands up. What?
Hands up. Is she not pregnant?
I'm starting to wonder.
I'm starting to wonder if she's pregnant. I'm
genuinely starting to wonder.
Yeah.
And if she is, so we also have this moment where we find out that Hal Cooper pretty much wanted her to go have an abortion.
Yes.
Which apparently he also forced his wife to have.
Yes.
When do you think that Alice Cooper abortion fits into the timeline?
I mean, and that's one of the questions I have, because they don't say. And
they just said you weren't ready, and neither is she. So it must have been very early.
So they were high school sweethearts. We know that. And Riverdale, once again, opens with this picturesque vision of what the life is. And then we have
a family photo of them, which is so
creepy.
Oh,
and then we see the dark undercurrents.
Look at also Hal's hand. I don't know. There's something about Hal's hand on on Polly's arm. I feel like the only weirder place is if it was on like her stomach.
Waist.
But it's just a little, I don't know. There's just something about the family that is so uncomfortable.
I think because they were high school sweethearts, I think it was probably when she was a teenager, and that's why he's making the comparison.
Sure.
And now his daughter is pregnant, and he does not want to see her go down a path where her whole future is compromised by becoming a mother and that taking on those responsibilities super early. But then Alice clearly had other feelings. But I will say this, like, I had so much sympathy for Alice this week because she didn't know about that. Polly is unhinged. She's making really bad choices to go to the Blossoms, a very dangerous place for her. There's something very disconnected from reality about Polly. What's interesting about that character is that I think she's trying to force the picture of perfection that her family has put on her whole life. But it's driving her crazy because it's not the reality, and she's just kind of split.
Yeah.
You know, she's like dissociated from reality. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had done that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not actually pregnant. And I don't blame Alice for trying to protect her.
Absolutely.
Ferociously.
We also have there's lots of familial connections in this one. So you've got the mother-daughter relationship between Polly and Alice, and also what's going on with Betty and Alice. Then you get a lot of father-son stuff. You've got Fred and Archie having a really great moment toward the beginning of the show because Fred loses his crew, his construction crew. So Archie grabs all of the football players to go and do the construction instead, which is adorable. And then Jughead started walking around without a shirt on, and it made me uncomfortable a little bit. Maybe a little uncomfortable. But look at Kevin actually doing something. I was so excited that Kevin showed up. Finally, Kevin, who is so great and needs to have more moments. And then we have a lot of Skeet Ulrich and Jughead.
And Kevin is being played. Kevin
is completely being played by one of the Southside Serpents.
Yeah.
But I think that Southside Serpent
actually likes him.
Yes.
He does. I think he actually likes him.
And he's got a conscience.
Yeah.
So with the Southside Serpents, at the end of the episode, Skeet is putting that jacket that we saw at the last episode, the Jason Blossom jacket. Question.
Yeah.
Jason Blossom's Letterman jacket has his name on it. Archie wears a Letterman jacket the entire show, and it does not have his name on it. Look at that.
Does not have his
name. Why does Jason's jacket? Because he was the captain of the football team? I think it was all of them.
Maybe it was because he was the captain. I don't know. That's a really good question. Is Archie just got his jacket, didn't he?
Maybe, but that's something that's been kind of bothering
he was going to get the Jason's jacket, and then they just replaced it. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. And maybe it was because he was a captain. But anyway,
but so it's weird. But so Skeet Ulrich and the Southside Serpent, who is fake dating Kevin, but who Kevin is genuinely falling for, are putting all of these Jason Blossom bits of evidence into a bag, and they're like, "This is our insurance."
Yeah.
Why is it their insurance policy?
And let's go back to the murder board, if we may, in the split screen, because that's my point, is that I would say ordinarily that you were right. I would start to be heavily suspecting Hal and even Polly because of Polly's very weird behavior and the intensity that this family has about the Blossoms in general and about Jason in particular. But I think we saw way too much violence on the part of these other players, including two total strangers from Montreal, that I feel like somehow Jason Blossom got in the mix of the politics of the maple syrup land grab.
What we know is a maple syrup land grab.
So I don't think it was sex. I think it was money. So sex or money are the motivating force.
So here's the thing. Polly is the one whose story we are now buying into and believing.
Yes.
Polly, who's like, he was running drugs. And then the Southside Serpents are like, he was doing one job.
Yeah.
It was like one job. So I'm starting to question, like, can we believe what Polly says to the police? And so if this is a maple syrup land grab and the people who are trying to grab the land are the Blossoms and Polly is going to them.
Yeah. Do you think she's a mastermind?
I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to wonder if she got this guy to like run away with her. She's not really pregnant. I'm halfway wondering if her and her dad are having some creepy relationship. I don't trust any of these people to not be incestuous.
There's a lot of incest suspicion on the show.
And now what you have is she's ingratiating herself to the Blossoms. So she can like be part of that maple syrup land grab, maybe get something for the baby that she's having.
Interesting.
But I don't trust any of it. And obviously Skeet Ulrich is involved, but who's he being paid off by? Is he being paid off by Hermione Lodge's husband? Is he being paid off by the Blossoms? Is he being paid off by all of them? And what is he going to do to poor Fred? Poor, sad Fred, who's sitting at the kitchen table drinking a beer and crying because he feels like his business is crumbling.
So this is a show. There's Luke. Okay, so this is a show that takes us back to some of the heyday of like 90s teenage drama. The one, you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Wild Things.
Wild Things.
So if we take a page out of Wild Things and the twist at the end end is that Polly is like Neve Campbell in that movie, and she has been playing everyone and is a secret evil genius.
So who's Matt Dillon?
I don't. Jason, I guess, would have been the Matt Dillon.
Yeah, because he gets used and abused.
He gets used and abused.
And Skeet Ulrich thinks that he's Kevin Bacon,
but he's not Kevin Bacon.
Oh, y'all! But it is 1,000% maple syrup land grab.
Maple syrup land grab.
I'm just waiting for them to like put up.
And she's gonna walk away with all the cash
with
somehow.
Everything, because this has always been the Hatfields and McCoys, which of course Hermione Lodge says they've long been Hatfields and McCoys. This is her getting her family legacy back.
Yes, this is her. Yes, maple syrup land grab, and at the person you would least suspect, who is this very innocent looking, very unhinged, pregnant girl who makes seemingly very poor choices.
And wears horrible headbands.
I don't know what the headbands are about, but they don't say good things about her choices.
Yeah. Oh, I don't trust her.
Yes. She is the Neve Campbell, and she is going to walk away with all of the maple syrup and all of the land.
OMG.
Yes.
Well, in the meantime, we've also got Alice and Betty coming together for the first time.
Yeah, they're connecting, which was really
sweet and wonderful.
Yeah.
You've got Jughead and Betty finally like making kissing faces.
We haven't seen any of Betty's like split personality again, so I'm wondering if that's going to circle back.
Interesting. Could.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think is going to happen with Kevin? Because the whole thing with Kevin and this Southside Serpent is that they're trying to get closer to the sheriff.
Yes.
So where do we think that he's going to like figure it out? What do you think is going to happen? Because I love Kevin and he's again underutilized.
I know. Well, I feel like I do think that they're going to end up having a real relationship and they're going to fall for each other. And so he's going to have to turn his back against the serpents and show loyalty to Kevin. And they're obviously trying to get ingratiated and get information from the sheriff because they are up to all kinds of nefarious business. Yeah. But whether the nefarious business is murder or whether he is somehow and how they're involved in setting someone else up for the fall, and they're gathering the evidence in order to do that.
Girl.
Like even Kevin in order to blackmail the sheriff.
Ooh. Oh my God, that is a strong theory. So we've got Polly, who actually did it for the maple syrup land grab.
Yes.
You've got Kevin, who now they're going to, like, his lover is going to try to exploit the sheriff, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Or possibly the people that they're paying off. Yeah. And then will Skeet try to steal the business back from Fred? Because that's sort of what it seemed like they were setting up toward the end.
And that's why Skeet is becoming more of an interesting character for me, because I really can't tell which side he's on. If he's actually trying to do the right thing in one moment and fell in with some like bad luck and bad characters, as he said, or if he's really bitter for having lost the business all those years ago and he's now going to try and get it back.
Well,
and Hermione, in the midst of all of this, I feel like she is becoming such a pawn to both sides.
She seems completely like
innocent,
complacent, and
yes.
But that, I don't trust that for even a second. No, I never trust that. Never trust the people who seem innocent. That's why Polly totally did it. But
Polly did do it.
With that whole thing, like in the last scene when Skeet says we all have a part to play, and we see him popping a beer, it halfway led me to believe that he's playing drunk to get his son into Archie's house, because maybe this is actually, is it possible that Jughead isn't as innocent as we think?
No. That is not possible. That I will not believe. Jughead is just as innocent and wonderful as we think he is. He is not playing some nefarious business. He is not playing some nefarious games. He is not. His dad, however, very, very much is. And I'm not sure which side he's going to land on. But right now we have the Lodges versus the Blossoms versus the Coopers in the mix, all after this land.
Maple syrup land grab, y'all.
And are they using their kids?
I think Polly is using all of them.
I think Polly's playing everybody.
I think so too, but we want to know, what do you think? What are your latest theories?
Hashtag maple syrup land grab.
You know it, girl. Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet at Roth Cornett or at Sasha Pearl Raver. You can let us know at SJ News. Of course, make sure to like and subscribe. You can always click here for more Screen Junkies news, and we will see you back here next week because Cheryl is getting nasty with Archie, and I will have many things to say, and so will Roth. Bye-bye.